You know, it's really amazing at the assumptions that people give whenever they actually listen to a video. For the most part, it's like they listen to what they want to hear and then they throw away the rest of the information. We as black folk, and yes, I say black folk, we are very creative when we actually want to assume different things without actually really knowing exactly what we're talking about. We listen to a video, in its entirety in some cases, and maybe not in other cases. And then it's like we sit there and we can actually diagnose and dissect a problem and really tell someone what they're all about from the start to the finish without really even knowing what the issue is all about. And one thing that I'll actually say is that we as black folks are very famous for actually doing that. I would say for the most part we have a lot of creativity in our race, but the sad part about it is that we don't actually use it to actually better ourselves. We only use it to actually, tear down and actually berate one another. One of the main things that I actually, well, I should say, let me back up. One of the things that I don't like to do is actually have to come back and reiterate something or actually go into further detail about something that I actually said when I would think that it would be understood the first time. But that's okay. I don't mind coming back and giving a little bit of clarification on something that seemed to have gone over the heads of the folks that actually listened to the video about I see stupid people. And like I said, it's so funny, and I laugh at some of the responses that I got from the video or from that video, because for the most part, everyone who actually pretty much had something to say about the video missed the entire point in its entirety. I had one person actually want to sit there and actually, I guess, pretend to be a therapist and actually diagnose me, telling me that I'm bitter and all this other type of stuff, telling me, just a lot of jibble jabble. And like I said, YouTube actually gives space to people like that, and it's a good thing because again, it makes them feel important, and of course, in the midst of me reading these type of asinine comments, I'm sitting up there chuckling and laughing because it's like they still don't get it, and I did say they still don't get it. A lot of people may look at that and actually look, when they look at the video and may think that I'm actually trying to distance myself of actually not trying to consider myself black, which of course is their opinion because they're entitled to it. But I will actually have to say, what, and a lot of the things that they're actually saying and coming up with, not surprisingly, I would have to disagree. And like I say, it's okay to disagree. Like I say, the only thing that I actually say is that I keep it classy and simple. One of the things I actually have to say about all of the people that actually commented on this video, and I'm pretty sure it's still getting views as we speak, is that for some reason, we as black folks suffer from what I would actually have to classify us as being intellectually deficient. The fact that I actually made that video, is as a result of a personal experience that I had with an individual. Like I say, and for the most part, I can speak on an incident or an experience that I had because it's something that I've actually been a witness to personally because I'm the one that actually had the experience with this particular individual. But what gets me is that you have a lot of people who think that they know what the whole incident that I had with this person was. They think that they know what it was all about. So that gives them the right to go out and spout these ridiculous accusations about what I am, who they think I am, what I'm all about, this, that, and the other. If it's not those type of people leaving those comments, then you have some other folks that are like, I guess, leaving little trying to, I guess, hit below the belt, so to speak. And then when you go to look up their face, on their page or whatever, they don't even have a face on their page. And for the most part, those type of people, and the main ones who are doing it for the most part, are black folks. Okay, I don't really have anything to say to those type of people. I don't speak to, a vacuum, if you know what I mean. If you're going to have something to say to me, or you're going to respond to my video, whether you agree or disagree, I really don't care. At least have the guts to actually have a face picture or something to show, because to me it looks like you're a coward. And as I said in previous videos, I don't really have much respect for cowards because again, it's like they have these muscles behind a computer screen but are afraid to really show their face. And see, I'm not the type of person that's afraid to show because, I mean, again, if you look at past videos, I have shown my face and actually went toe to toe with whoever it was that I was actually addressing at the time. But, one thing about it again is that we've become so, I guess, wanting so much attention to the fact that we actually make up things, and pretty much, we sit there and hear a conversation or a video, and then we begin to automatically look for the worst in that person. We tend to attack and see, what we can attack in hopes of trying to somehow tear someone down or break them down. And for the most part, I'll take all of you on. None of you know me personally. None of you will actually, for the most part, be able to see me. I mean, like I said, so it really doesn't matter to me what your opinion about me may be. I mean, for the most part, I have no reason to be bitter with anyone, because for the most part, I have a lot going for myself, not to toot my own horn. But, I have, a bachelor's degree in business, and I have an MBA. Money is not too shabby, and like I say, I live in the Lord God blessed me with a decent place to live. Transportation, like I say, I thank God for all of that. So why in the world would I actually be bitter with anybody? The fact about it is that, again, the person that I address actually exhibited a behavior that is typical of what most black folks have when they reach success. Now, let's back up for a minute here for the most part, because I think there was a comment that was actually left on that video by an individual who actually somehow did not really seem to grasp or really understand when I was actually saying, issue, that was an issue that actually that black folks face. Now, anybody that with any type of reasonable common sense will actually know that anytime someone in general talks about, a race, that sort of thing, it's already a given, I would think, that not everybody in that particular race exhibits that particular behavior. And really, it's a shame that I actually have to come on here and post another video to follow up with the first one to really illustrate that point and to really bring that across to folks that I would think that would be able to think and know this already. It's like, you sit there and you listen to someone, and then after you listen to them, it's like you come away feeling dumber because they didn't even make any sense. I guess I could see what they were trying to say and what they were trying to portray, but they totally missed exactly everything that was said in the video. For those of you that really don't understand, I'm going to make this clear. I'm going to try to, clarify this as best as I can. When I say black folk in any video, any rant, or whatever the case may be, or white folk in any video, or whatever the case may be, it does not pertain to everybody that happens to be in that race, because everybody in that race does not apply to what's being said. Now that that's out of the way, I would hope that that kind of cleared up the confusion that some of you all had with that. It's amazing that, for the most part, we can be the most intelligent people, but sometimes we can be the dumbest ones as well. Again, we take away what we want to hear, which is what that disease that I called selective hearing, and then we begin to attack and try to find an issue or a crack or a crevice in there to try to break someone down simply because they had a viewpoint on something. Why in the world would you want to attack someone for an experience that they had? It's their experience. They have all the right to come away with whatever they want to come away with, and they have a right to post about it. Simply because you weren't there to witness this particular thing does not mean or does not give you the right to try to tear someone down. Again, you can take away and really examine me for whatever you want. I mean, you can call me bitter, you can call me all these other type of things. Because one thing about it is that it still doesn't matter to me because, number one, you weren't there to really see and really know the basis of the reason why I said what I said. Okay, you don't know the person that I'm talking about. All I gave you was just a brief, general synopsis of a situation that I went through on a social media website with a particular individual. That's all that you know. But it amazes me that, you have a lot of people coming up with their own ideas about what they think happened and how it actually left me in a bitter state or whatever the case may be. And I laugh because, again, you all know nothing about me. You will never know nothing about me. The only thing that you know is that I posted a video that seemed to kind of rub some people the wrong way. And you know what? That's okay. I'm okay. I'm not on here to be liked by any one of you. Okay? I don't do videos to please any one of you. Okay, I want you to understand that because for some reason I think a lot of you seem to think that. I don't know where you would get that from, but if you thought that I actually do videos just to get a thumbs up or whatever the case may be, you're sadly mistaken. I deliver information. You don't have to like what I have to say. If you don't like what I have to say, that's fine. Move on to something that's more of your liking. That's what normal people do. But see, black folk, yes, I said black folk, want to sit there and nitpick and find fault so they can create drama. And that's pretty much what we're known for, is drama. So pretty much that's all that I see that is, for the most part, that's being exhibited with the responses that I'm getting, with this particular one. I see stupid people. Yes, I do see stupid people. And the sad part about it is that the ones who commented are the biggest ones who are stupid. That's just me saying. Like I say, you can call that an attack. I call it an observation. It doesn't mean that I'm right. It doesn't mean that I'm wrong. It's just an observation nonetheless. So now what you can do is you can take your intellectually deficient brains and really come up with another creative thought process about what you think about this video. Because I'm pretty sure that you'll have something to say about this one as well. And I really could give two, whatever you want to call it. Because one thing about it is that I have a good vocabulary. I don't need to resort to 4-letter words like some of you need to do to get a point across. Like I said, you're funny. The only thing that you're good for at this point is a good laugh. You can take it and make it seem as if I'm putting myself above anybody else. I mean, that if you want to think that, you go right ahead. The sky is the limit. I don't live for your approval. I don't live to make you laugh. I don't live to make you cry. I'm only on here on YouTube to deliver information just like everybody else, okay? So now that that's out of the way, get off my back, get a life, and stop trying to cause drama where there is none. And really learn how to listen, and really listen to understand what's being said. All right? Peace out.